I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is October 2nd, Wednesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So I'm going to try to make these short. I'm going to see if that even happens. But before I even get into it, I've been wanting to mention this whole time since we've been doing this, since we've reversed here from Thursday. And I'm going to do it now because I'm going to forget. So when that person was telling me that I didn't catch that top, it was also the top 75%. So yeah, I could understand how that would look crazy. Where are you? So, and let me just zoom in real quick here, which is that bearish weekly imbalance right there, right? That bearish weekly up here. All right, so let me try to zoom in real quick and fix it because this was not perfect. I just did it and this is how these videos get long. I've been wanting to do it ever since it happened, and that's how I knew where I was. See that projection? I mean, the quad level right there, top 25%. Boom. So, all right. Anyways, now today, as we mentioned yesterday, this was going to be a pretty, rough day, and not even interested after London. To be honest, not even fuck lunch, but London. So we just went sideways and we came down real dirty, took out that low. If you watch yesterday's video, this little low that we made right here was exactly what I was talking about when I caught the buy here, which we wicked down. It was worse, but here, this was exactly what I was looking for here. So watch that video so it makes sense. And let me go to 1 minute. I'll try to make this quick. I still think so. So we just speakered out, right? So we had a high, we had a low. We took out the bottom first, then we went for the top, right? So now we're just still sitting here. We didn't take out that. I'm surprised they didn't take out that little high right there, which had no wick. But what was more important was taking out that liquidity. And then let me go to the 1 minute. See if I can make this short. So when 9:30 is here, like I said, I'm not paying attention to no 8:15 and no 8:30. All right. And to be honest with you, this was a very weak non-farm. As far as today goes, obviously the main non-farm is on Friday, but like these used to be much, much bigger movement. And I think if you look at VIX, the VIX was starting to rise up a little bit. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's still weak. And then we just speakered out. So again, I'm not paying attention to none of this. Now 9:30, I'm ready here. What do we do? Well, take a look. We have this high here, this high. If I transfer to the 15-minute, the high took out that internal. So that's a nice sweep, right? Then it starts coming down and giving you order flow. Boom, 9:30 happens here, right? 9:30 opens up and then it shoots down to pretty much get rid of the liquidity here, which it already did here, but I mean now it like really did it. But the thing is that the opening range is tiny, and yesterday was tiny too, but the objective was a lot different. It was a pretty much momentum day, but they wanted to hurry up and get to the left side of the chart. Here, they're not really in a rush anywhere. And it's this Wednesday, and it's just, you just could tell that today was going to be whack. We're sitting and bouncing in between these gaps as well. So when I took the sell here and took the buy here, I'm expecting that at the least, but everything else, I mean, I can't call it, I mean, and it's today's the day that you're not going to you'll get some precision, but it's just not going to work out the way you perfectly would like it. But it's a shakeout day. I mean, I don't know how else I could put this. But here, when the price pushed down, this was a nice little buy up. So the opening range prints as soon as the 9:30 opens, right? This indicator just literally pops up. If you want to know, which one it is, it's called Opening Gaps, MK. It took me forever to find this, by the way. But anyways. So that prints it automatically. I'm not running around trying to draw it out. But I know that once I see that, but I also know it's a small range. It's not that big. It's pretty much, what is this here, from 1942 to 19, so it's just about 40 points, which is as least as it can get. I mean, we want to see that thing above the 40 points. We want to see it around the 70 something point range to 100, something point range, right? But in general, we're sitting in this middle gap here, and we pop right up to the 50% of the gap, of the opening range gap, plus we're underneath the opening day gap, which is obviously that red zone in the background, right? So X marks the spot right there. Way too many confluences here to take the sell. Boom, pushes down right here. If you don't take the sell there, which I understand because it didn't seal this, and the midnight level is right there, so it could have retraced. So this is where you would probably want to sit tight. You had an opportunity right there. They had that first imbalance of the day, the 935 right there, 935. See how it pokes right in, 50%. Boom. If you took this sell, which I took this sell, where would you have took this sell to? Well, here's the thing. You got this. So what's framing the day? I mentioned the top side. We already took that out. Then on the bottom side, we have that liquidity there. See that built sitting there? We do have these lows here, but we also have that important low, which is what they ended up taking out. So we rushed back. We rushed to it. So when this sell is happening, which caught it at 937, pushes down, you get another opportunity right here, right when this with this 1140, it pushes up. Look where it goes to. Well, it falls. It hits exactly the open, right? Which of that wick. So this is order flow. It's minute, but it is order flow, right? And it pops up, boom, and it stops right there. That's another entry, by the way. And then boom, rushes down. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Look at this. It's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a stagnant delivery, even though it's still coming down. It's like, it looks like it's so scripted, right? Doesn't it look scripted to you? Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it stops right here, right? You're on the oversold here, and this was a beautiful buy. Caught this buy right here, exactly what I was looking for. Plus, we took out that liquidity right there. See that liquidity? So what are the setups? I'm going through the setups with you now. So that's that. So that setup for the sell is right here. That's the setup, right? With that taking that liquidity to the left right here, which is this liquidity right here. See that? So that framed this as well. That was important for this sell. Anyways, but understanding that we have the other top 50% not sealed. So dump pump. I'm looking for a basic shakeout dump pump. And pretty much once the price gets here to the oversold, and you take that, and very dirty now. Now watch, look how dirty they are. They shoot this a 930 candle down. They stop on a dime. It looks like it's gonna bust through, and they're just full of shit. I mean, we're bouncing in this range, even though this should be, if we're gonna continue a leg down, this is a consolidation and continuation. Today's a different type of day that you're not gonna get what you want. It's just that simple. You need to stay away from today, especially after, for me personally, I'm looking for 2 good moves. I want to stay out of the market as soon as we take liquidity, which is now 10:30. The opening range has finished, and it comes in, takes it out right there, right here. So I mean, obviously it's past 10:30. 10:30 is over here, but the goal is, when you're taking this sell, nice little sell, you're looking for this. This is the minimum goal right here. This liquidity right here, and it does do that. So and if you held and you got into here, this gap was important too. And then that low right there from yesterday, 130, which was starting the PM session. So this is the PM session from yesterday, and we understand that it's time and price. So the price is gonna reference different sessions, different opens of sessions, and all that, which is too much to discuss here and too deep to discuss. But go back test what I just mentioned to you, right? If you're not familiar with it already. That being the case, here, what do? We have this inversion imbalance. We blow right through it. So this is obviously showing strength. This is an entry model on its own. You could have pushed buy right there. If you didn't push buy here, you could have pushed buy right there. And the next entry option would have been this, obviously, big bearish imbalance is 948. See this 948? plus this candle, this 939. If I was to drag out, and I'm going to do the top 50% of the candle, because the bottom 50% is not what I want to see anyway. See how they overlap right there? See that? So that's just a support level coupled with that imbalance right there, and we have the top of the bottom gap. So all of that's going on, and again, you have to have this on your chart. But even if you did and you might not understand, now you get it, right? So now we get to this. Now we get to the 935 first imbalance right here. So when you drag that out, you see it. It looks like it's rejecting, but this happened to me the other day where I failed. But in this case, I'm holding because what? We understand that the 50% is not sealed in the opening range gap. We have the midnight level, which would be a nice level to target. Plus, we have that liquidity with these lower, the low and the failed low. I mean, the high and the failed high right there, which creates a nice liquidity run. Plus all of this here, this 50% and that guy. See when they came up and they didn't take out that guy? So that right there is a nice liquidity run, right? So they're trying to come up and wipe that out, shakeout day, right? So when you're holding, if you took it to 50% of this range, I ain't mad at you, right? But don't choke the trade. Also, you can trail it still. Remember, you can still trail this because you are getting higher lows on the 1 minute. It's all the details. So I want to see this 935 flip. It does. Sure enough, it goes above it. Retraces right back. Watch this. X marks the spot, right? See this this 1002. You drag that out. Now the 4-hour candle just opened up, by the way. And if you're expecting to push up to get that high, remember, we made this low, we made this high. We came back and made this low, and we didn't take out that low. So if it's not going to take out this low and it's going to keep going, where's it going? Well, our minimum goal is this level right here, which is what I just talked about. But after that, it would be here. But for you to hold this, that's tough. It's not even necessary on a day like this. I wouldn't even have held it. I've held it just to here. So back to the 1002 imbalance. You drag the 935 as an inversion and it comes back. Look how it overlaps. You can see that, right? Beautiful. Right there. Another entry right there. And then you get these higher lows. Starts popping up, but guess what? It rushes. Look at those 3 candles. Looks scripted, doesn't it? This is kind of like what I'm saying down here. So look at the 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Shoots up. Bink. Tags that high. What does it do? Retraces all the way back. And then it's still sitting. It's a reclaimed. Well, I wouldn't even say reclaimed. It's still this imbalance, this 1002 is still in the picture. Like it's still holding as support. And some of the bodies are slowly stopping at that the bottom 25% of the opening range, and then they shoot up, and then it's just garbage the rest of the day. And then I'm not involved, thank God, because I didn't want to be, and I knew this was going to be funky as hell. But take a look here, you'll see if you wanted to continue to that high, how would you have got it? We push up, we go above right here, and we don't take out that high, so we're sitting right there. There's an actual. I'm gonna zoom in. On that 15-minute, you can see that there's no wick right there either. Just like I was mentioning about that wick, but there's also no wick right there. I think I didn't even notice that yesterday. So with this pushing up here, you can see that with this little push, we get out that liquidity right there. That 515 high on the 15-minute, that 515 or the 315. Did I say 515? I'm sorry. The 1515 or the 315 high on the 15-minute. You see how we look to the right of the chart while I'm up here. See how we tag that high? All right, so that's for anybody who's a sharp shooter to get into the trade of the sell. So they came up here, took that, and then what do? They reverse real quick for the people who are trailing up here, right? But you shouldn't even be in the market after this, to be honest. But what do? It's okay. They come back, they speaker out. So nice speaker. See that speaker? So it's just trying to confuse and take liquidity. And then this bearish imbalance is 1021. It's dragged out right here. See this? So that ends up holding as support. You want to see that hold as support, right? And that sure enough comes up here, retrace, goes above this bearish imbalance. And then now we have this bullish imbalance. So it's the battle of the imbalances. 1102, this 1102 bullish. We stop right there on a dime. We come above that 11, I'm sorry, the 1051, which is the bearish one, and then you see we hold that support right there. You see that? Study this. Just screenshot this. Do the, do that, and you want to see that. Also, the last down candle, this 1107 coming down, coupled with that little imbalance right there, that little 1109. You can't see that, but I'm not going to draw that. But this was what mattered to me. This bearish one. So we push up here, and then that's it. That's the high, and then they fuck around the rest of the day. They do a nice retrace, but this was dirty, sloppy, and all of the above. We come above, we come below. You see, we're coming above and below. Then this 1231. It's pretty obvious that that's clear that they're using it. And then they come down and trickle down here, and you can see I use this little bullish imbalance, this 1115. So this was like a sell model right here, right? So we come back down, we take it, and we wipe out the liquidity. We get 3 drives down. And if you see this what I was saying was this 1115 drag it out. Yeah, it's very small, but look how we end up popping right there. See that? You can see this, right? Hopefully, I don't know if you're watching on a phone, for a screen, but I mean, I know I should blow this up. But see this right here? Details, details, details. See that? See that? See this? See this 1243, how it pops up? Look at it all the way back from this candle. Because it's like support, 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 failed underneath. See when the candles start going underneath and they're small, and then they lock, and then they just shoot up, right? That boom. So that's an entry here, just as a scalp, just to get to that low right there. And then even if you drag this out, you'll see that we then, I'm too zoomed in. So then you can see how we then use that and that bearish imbalance, well, plus that bullish. You can see how we tap it, and then we come underneath it. Look at the body stopping on a dime right there. Beautiful. So if you took that, that would be a nice rush to back into the opening range, or specifically the opening day gap, or specifically that low, right? So these little details matter. And then what they do? Dirty. Look at this. Look at this shit. Down, up, down, up, down. Speakering, right? Confusing. Push up here, wipe out those liquidity, come shoot down hard, right back to the open. Remember, we have the open and the midnight level in the background. They're very similar. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not. That's not the open. That was the settlement of yesterday. That's what I'm really trying to say. Settlement plus the midnight level. So, and this is what you expect on a funky ass day like this, man. That's exactly why I was not going to fuck with these people. So, and then it's just shake. I mean, look at this delivery. So now where do we go? I want to make these short. Can I make them short, dude? 17 already. So once we're down here, what's it called? What was I going to say? So yesterday I was mentioning that we had higher lows here with Dow, and then we had lower lows here, lower lows here. So that kept us kind of going up, right? And then when we were here, why that buy was nice was because S&P came down and made a lower low, and we had higher lows here. So beautiful push up. That's explaining the push up here. So, and then that little nice little retracement, we had higher highs here with NAS, and then we had lower highs here with S&P and Dow. So this is the reason. This is also the confluence of pushing the buy button here. And then if you were to have been still trading, that confluence of selling and knowing that it was going to hold. But the way they did it was super dirty. But this looks like a little bit too shallow, a little bit too like suspect to not come back up in here. But at the same time, if we're still continuing order flow, bearish is still there. And this is just a consolidation, retracement, possibly retracement. We pop in here and then we continue one more time down. Does it reverse from here? Well, it can, only because of the fourth quarter. But I mean, for S&P, this was nice, right? Like, so, for them continuing up looks good. This sucks for NAS. So I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care, because this rest of this week's going to be funky. I can tell you that right now. But same time, we'll see if it fails. Again, if this is the origin, you have you have high, low, higher high. Do we sweep down? Looks like that's a natural thing, but this a support and it's the end of a retracement when we've been dealing with um this retracement from there coming down, right? So it's this is tricky, man, and that's why I'm gonna be treading lightly. But it looks like we got some momentum to still come up and test this. So you could even come down and test this low. See that low? This is a easy breakthrough trader level right there. So it would make sense for where everybody sold from yesterday to come back up here first. If we come this high though, I would start to think that was the bottom, right? Look at the big double bottom right there, right? Yes, this is I looked at this as a double bottom, but this is a higher time frame double bottom. See that? So yeah, I don't know. I can see both sides of the market, but it does make sense to come up here. I don't know. I know. I'm just talking. You get to hear me talk out loud. Dollar with another bullish day. That's the thing. It's like if we want to keep, do they clear this liquidity and come up into here with non-farm? That might push us back down if we push up into here. You see dollar really coming back down. I mean, because look. Look at dollar. It's been look at the way they've been holding the market, trying to squeeze. Look like they're gonna sink, and then whoop, right? So I don't know if dollar being bullish is gonna help us come back down or not. So look out for that. And then nice response though with the market. Nice response with Dow holding that support. Yeah, look at the bodies respecting the 50% of that wick. This thing is bullish. I mean, there's no question. There's no question about that. S&P, a little dirty. They came back down, swept that liquidity, and they finally hit that 4-hour imbalance like we did yesterday. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this thing is bullish, but then it's like NFPs. You can't really tell what they're gonna do with it. I'm treading super lightly the rest of this week. If that, even if I decide to mess with it, I don't feel comfortable in it. And then yeah, I mean, we are still respecting that bullish weekly imbalance. So where did you go? Why are you not showing up? And this is how these videos get long. And all right, so we've been in that, man. We've been in that, and that's good enough. And you had that down candle as support. This thing's about to fucking probably skyrocket, huh? So I think the bottom's done, man. Because that was really dirty what they did. What they did here, what they did with this, bro, I mean, as dirty as they can get. So the bottom side is I mean, if I made the market, I would have came down one more time and then went up. But it is a nice support. But for you to catch this, dude, I mean, that's difficult. That was very difficult. I mean, who's got gaps on their chart, first of all? So I think the bottom side is like is all right. Let me stop talking, man. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, and then with Nvidia, we got that push back down yesterday. That was nice. That was also framing what we did yesterday. Now we got this nice response back up into here. They got to that breakout trader level right there. This bearish imbalance, is it going to be held as support or not? So that's basically what I'm trying to say. Is the bearish imbalance that we're sitting in, all of us that we're sitting in now. So this is lower, low, lower, high, lower. But is this retracement back into this situation? Oh, there's no body here. Huh. I don't know. 50-50, buddy. You guys take care and God bless.